What's going on, everybody? Welcome into another Bats and Bells podcast show. And I'm with your guy, Pat Bernard, aka the Gobbler. Well, of course, this Philadelphia Phillies team has to blow it, right? In extra innings. This game goes 11 innings, and this team struggles again in some weird fashion. I just don't get this team, man. I just had a feeling they were going to blow this game, and that's what happened. They blew this game tonight, and that's the Phillies' way. This is I just felt like this thing was going to be turned into a debacle, and it has. Let's talk about the pitching. Aaron Nola today was on the hill for a good piece, good portion of the game. And of course, you got the good, bad, and the ugly from Aaron Nola. Aaron Nola gives up the home run early to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. And then, but Noah kind of settled in pitching the strike zones. Working the strike zones, the corners of the strike zone with some sinkers and some fastballs. I actually got to reach his 2000. Yeah, what's up, drunk Philly fan? I got to reach his 2000 uh, strikeout, which is quite the milestone in his career. But then he was pitching a-okay. He was doing all right. Boy, bum doesn't prove prove the problem. Bum, boy, bum doesn't prove the problem. Yeah, right. I know bum is a headache, and I'm going to talk about bum in a little bit. I mean, him, Alvarado, you can really flip a coin which one scratches your back some more because Alvarado is a head scratcher. So is Alec Bohm. But again, talk about the pitching aspect of things. He looked Aaron Nola looked okay going against Max Scherzer. Again, this is a classic battle between Scherzer and Nola. Like I said, Nola got hit in the ankle. It looked like the ankle. Apparently, he had left with a knee contusion. Left in the course of this game. Max Scherzer then finds himself in with Nola was good again. And he was decent tonight, other than giving up the one home run to Guerrero Jr. Uh, but no run support, not until the sixth inning, and it's kind of messed up. And like I said, I'll touch base about the offense come up here in a little bit, but that's what happened. He's always giving up homers. Yeah, that's the problem with Nola. Nola now leads the MLB with 29 home runs, giving up, and you can see it's really starting to bother him that this is who he's become. He's got to accept that he's not that great, unfortunately, anymore. And you can see it's irking him. It's irking him bad. But drunk Philly fan, this is who he is anymore. This is the Aaron Nola that we're stuck with. We are stuck with a part time player, if you will. So again, if anyone hasn't seen it yet, the Philadelphia Phillies lose 7-5 tonight. If you want a live person, I got you. Hey, listen, you're more than welcome to hop on me, Drunken Philly fan. You're always more than welcome to hop on, share your thoughts, share your anger with this about this team. Always hit that invite button, and you are always welcome to come on board, buddy. It's just a shame, right? So when you look at Nola tonight and what he's done, join isn't available. Let me see what I could do for you, bud. How come I don't see your name? It's crazy. I got everyone else's name here. Weird. 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 Yeah, I don't know. That's weird. I see like everyone else's name. Crazy. I doubt you are. Let's go. Let's get into the pitching aspect of things, like I said, with Aaron Nola tonight. Aaron Nola had 8 Ks. Had gave up 6 hits, 2 runs, gave up the home run. So, but he did pitch for 6 innings. You got to give him that. With Scherzer, why not put him up on with Scherzer? Why not put him? Why not put him on with a base open or throw it away? And that's exactly what happened. Scherzer again just gave that meatball right down the middle of play, and Lucas just crushed it. Just crushed it. And this is the result that we got to live with, right? Scherzer gave up 2 runs. He had 5. He had 4 Ks, 5 hits. Again, this is a Scherzer that's down and long in the tooth. Okay, there he is, or he was. Alexander says, "Yeah, bad pitch. Yeah, but the pitch Alvarado threw was just as bad." No, and you're right, Alexander. You got to blame. He needs accountability as well, Alvarado. And Alvarado, it's weird with him. Every time he falls behind on this cutter, he's lost. He is so lost up there. It's just wild. Jungle Philly fan, can you hear me? Yeah, I got you, bud. So I got my man Drunken Philly fan on with me. But yeah, so take me through. First of all, let's go through Aaron Nola's game tonight. Drunken Philly fan, what did you see? What did you think of him? Yeah, you're absolutely right. Broad Alexander says Broad told me we need to get rid of Bowman. Yeah, listen, we there's a whole shakeup that needs to happen with this team. But when I look at Arnola and you touch on something, he definitely scares me as the team doesn't step up for him like they do for Sanchez or the Nolas of the world. Like they need to be on their A game for those guys, and they should really have the same respect for Nola. But when Nola get you already puts you in a hole, whether it's a 1-0, 2-0 hole, it's hard to bounce back on. It's almost like it's a scheduled loss at this point when he's on the hill, and you can't have that, or you can't be that kind of player. So, again, a night where he goes 6 innings deep, he gives you 8 Ks. I mean, that to me is, I'll take it. Solid. For him, for what he's become, I'll take it. I'll take 8 strikeouts. Mm-hmm.
mean, it's like I know home runs are not something that we want to accept as people, as fans. But Aaron Nola is somebody that will give up the home run. So it's like if you give up to somebody who is at least of a status of Vladimir Guerrero Jr., it makes it at least somewhat. It still hurts, but at least it's somebody that is a player that's like, oh, okay, this guy's a superstar. Like he's good. Like I could see why this guy figured out a pitch against Nola instead of Joe Schmo who figures out a curveball that spits
Mm-hmm.
up as a meatball and he hits it out for a 3-run homer. So it's like this series doesn't make any sense to me, but it's like with the Phillies, it's understandable because like they always go through this lull in some period of time, but like in reality of it, like man, the Blue Jays, this should have been an easy sweep.
And, and,
They're
and
not. They're not even competing.
no, and you're right. This is what this team is. They play when the competition is as best. They play at their best. When it's low, they play at their lows. Uh, Mr. Green Lung says Phillies have lost 5-7. The series isn't a lull. Yeah, but yeah, Mr. Green, and appreciate you chiming in. And please let me know where you're chiming in from. It is kind of a lull though. This team is it's been an up and down roller coaster the entire time. I mean, look, look at the bullpen itself. After Nola, right? You had this Riley guy, Brooks Riley coming in from New York, who hasn't really lifted an eyebrow for me. Um, Bowen, okay, I'll give you that. Bowen's been good. Alvarado is a complete head case. Kirkering, okay. Durant, I'll sign. Give me Durant all the time. But after that, Shrug Knight, and again, the moment came too big for the guy, and he panicked, and he gave Luke's a meatball right down Broad Street, and got crushed. So we could have absolutely won this game. We had that feel for us, but when it got into the extra innings, I was waiting for this a debacle to happen. That's what I was expecting. I just didn't see this team going to take a W at all.
Can we accept that a former Met will always screw us in the end of it? They got him. It was like everybody's like, oh yeah, he's very good. He's good against his all this and that. I'm like, yeah, well, of course he is. Obviously, he's playing for the Mets that had no, you know, circumstances under them throughout almost the whole season. And then you come to Philly when you have expectations. Like that
Mhm.
always happens. It's like the same with the Eagles. You never get a Cowboy on the. It never works out. It never will work out. And then if it comes to even basketball, the only lucky thing is maybe the Sixers with Jalen Brown. Maybe we have to wait to see how that plays out. But no, when they got him from the Mets, I was like, oh, there's another dumb side or a dumb trade from Nebraska that thinks he's smarter than everybody in the room. When this guy honestly is playing for a loser organization, and you're going to bring him to us, who has been a loser since being here.
And I don't get I don't get it. He's 38 years old. How much does he really have left in the tank? I mean, we're talking about a pitcher who's at the tail end of his career. And it's just not. It's not good. It's again. This is like you mentioned, Dave Dombrowski thinking I know more than you, and turns out no, you're wrong yet again, Mister Dombrowski. And this is one of your idiotic signings that you've done. Alexander's chiming is another thing. The Blue Jays can use their closers in 2 innings. Why can't we? Listen, Blue Jays. It's weird, Alexander. It's the Blue Jays are not even competing. They're thinking about next year. They're just bringing guys in here now who are trying to compete for jobs, and that's where we're at. Where the Phillies are just an up and down emotional roller coaster. You don't know which team you're going to get. This team only showed up offensively, came around, and I'm about to segue into the offense. The offense only really gave you 1 inning of baseball, and that was in the 6th inning. They gave you the back-to-back home runs. They all look, Crawford had the triple. That was about it. That was about the most exciting part about this entire game was the 6th inning. After that, it was horrible. Steve says this squad's championship aspirations ended in Game 7 against the Diamondbacks 3 years ago. That's a good call. What do you think about that there, drunk Philly fan? Unless you're not there.
No,
Oh,
I'm sorry.
no, it's all right. I thought I lost you for a second. But, and Steve's right here. It's they've been pedaling backwards since that Diamondback series.
I hate
That's
to say, I
yeah,
hate to say it, it's more than they lost aspirations when they got no hit against the Astros.
you're right.
I think that in the World Series was the blunt force and the nail on the coffin to possibly this team was in the World Series. It wasn't the Diamondbacks was just another, add-on to how this team has been. But them getting no hit from a team that yes had good pitching, but their bullpen was very suspect. If you could get them early, and the Phillies never could figure that out. We led that series, so I think the breaking point was when we were up 2-1 in the series, and we get no hit, and we lose every game after that. I think that was the breaking point of our team, and my big factor is I'm almost glad we got rid of Nick Castellanos,
Mm-hmm.
but the counterpoint to that is it's not changing anything. The team is still the same. Your top people are Schwarber, Turner, Harper. When the game comes big, they become the same thing they always have. They don't show up. Harper has in moments, but when it came to the World Series, when we were down and we were up 2-1, he went silent. And then when it went to the Diamondbacks, he was non-relevant in that whole series. At that point, but I'll digress. Go ahead.
No, and just so Alexander says, sorry, I had something to deal with. Did you answer the previous questions? Yeah, I mean, and Vinny from South Philly says, oh, here we go. I know. Vinny from South Philly, I know. You're my biggest fan, bud. But no, again, looking at this lineup, and you mentioned the other night, uh, you're Paul going to give credit to. They played. This is obviously right just before this Blue Jay series against the Nationals, and there was a game where the top part of the lineup went 0 for 10. The Moons, what's going on? He says the Gobbler. They went 0 for 10. This is the top part of your lineup. These are the guys who are supposed to set the tone. And matter of fact, in the entire year, there's no your top part of the lineup has been your breaking point. It was always the middle part of the lineup. It's always been Stott, Marsh. That's been your bread and butter. It was those guys getting things rocking and rolling for you. The top part of your lineup hardly did anything. Yeah, and Marsh had a decent year. Ball was hitting small ball. You got production around Remuto for a little bit. Pops from him, here and there. It was very rare that this top part of the lineup, which you need to move on from. It is time to break up the band. This team is going to get into the postseason and lose if you make it, because another loss is not good. Another loss is not good. And now you look again. You look at what and this is a runner up. Again, this it's just how crazy how things are. This world Blue Jays team was a run up for the World Series last year. They obviously took 8 million steps backwards, but still, I mean, just our Phillies line up. It's everywhere. Line up, bullpen. Now you're seeing the dumb plays from Alec Bohm on the his defense is just trash. I mean, just the simple plays, it just it has you scratch your head.
With Rome sitting tonight, it's like everybody expected a huge change in the offense and defense, and it's like really he's not even the problem at that point. Yes, he struggled, but like if you could go back to the World Series year, Boone had a lot of big hits and big moments
Mm-hmm.
when he had to. When we actually went to the World Series, yes, he struggled, but man, hey, let me talk to you as as a human, and you talk to me as a human, right? If your parents are taking money from you, right, how is that going to affect you in your lifetime, right?
Right.
We're humans. We're all humans. So it's like, yeah, it may take him longer than it should, or it may ruin his career. This may ruin his career, and he may never be a great baseball player after. But I proved that you can benefit, right? But it still showed the same deficiencies and the same anomalies that this offense. Oh, not anomaly. It's not an anomaly at this point. It's more of a consistency. If you're thinking the Philadelphia Phillies, you think about them not hitting when it comes to clutch moments. So it's like at this point, like they proved it exactly. You put Schwarber at first base. You put Harper at DH. None of them. Harper had a big home. Give Harper that. Like, I'll give him that. He literally carries us. Schwarber has been dormant for 2 months since the home run derby.
Mm-hmm.
If that's myth, and I think I talked to you, man, I will be the first person to tell you I am completely wrong. I am 100% wrong. I think I talked to you about it. That the home run derby wouldn't mess his swing up. Boy, did it not. He has been extremely horrible since the home run derby. I don't think he even hits the ball. Like at the point of home runs, I don't think he even touches the ball at this point. But go ahead,
No, you're absolutely right. It's Frank says I don't think the Phillies make the postseason. I kind of agree with him at this point, but no, you're 100% right as to Kyle Schwarber hasn't been the same player since the home run derby. Again, it's him looking for the long ball, and he doesn't understand the opposing pitchers have figured him out, and he goes for the same bait all the time. They'll throw an inside pitch, and he'll just swing at it. And there's times he'll drop to his knee and try to go chasing it instead of playing fundamental baseball. And he just is in desperation mode to I guess tell himself that he needs to be the home run hitter to satisfy his because nobody wanted him. I didn't really want him here. They re-signed him in the off season, and that's what you pretty much signed for his long ball production. And now you're not even getting it. And if anybody on this team that can use a breather, a sit down, it's that guy. He really needs to take a break, take a breather, and figure things out. He should not be leaning or be that second. If anything, or drop him down. Let him feel unpressured because that one or two hitters, you need to have some kind of hey, I gotta set the tone for this team. My man Trout from York, PA says Phillies bullpen sucks. I agree with that. Frank says all this team falls has been the same year every year, and it's true. It's the same story. The story is never going to be finished. I would be surprised if this team could turn around and go on a run. I would be shocked, but I don't see it.
I don't either, but I will say, what is today? August
The eighth.
8th? Right. And the Phillies at a point in time that had a lot similar talent were down in the division by how many games to the Mets, and they came back and won it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they're not winning the division. The Braves will clear that division. That is clear cut. They are a way better team. And with Acuna back, he's a monster. Like, there's no way we don't match up with the Braves. So I do hope we avoid the Braves in the playoff. But if you have to counter us to other teams that are in wild card position, like you're thinking you're thinking Marlins at some point, but I think they fall off again. Like, yeah, they have another hot bat, but I think they fall off. The Phillies just have a lineup. I just don't think that doesn't not make the playoffs. Like, I don't see how it does not make the playoffs. And when it comes to it, I think at the end of the season, if it really matters, like Arise need to be lead off. I love this four spot. It's not working. They had a 1 game sample or maybe two. I give them two, but the 2 game sample of like, oh, he can hit in the four spot. Like, no, you need him at lead off. I put Turner at the 2 spot. I put Harper at the 3. I put Schwarber at the 4. Like, that's a potential 3 people, a bases loaded potential every time Schwarber comes up. You put him in the 1 or 2 spot, like he's always dictating the way he has to set the tone of the team. Like, why not put him in a position where he's sitting there with his fucking lips chopping, like he's ready there. He's ready. He's like, I'm gonna hit this homer with people on base. And Arise is a guy. He's a tone setter. Yes, he has been hitting RBIs in the position where he did when he did. But guess what? He struck out. How many? He struck out. He never strikes out. But he did with the Phillies. I think it's time to put him at the top. If the righty pitcher, if we're going in the baseball series, I know you want to go right to me. I'm sorry.
No, no. So I'm reading some of the comments here. My man Trout says, unpressured, he got paid for pressure he got. Yeah, and listen, I understand. Listen, he got paid this summer to stay for that moment, right? But he's not doing anything. Then Frank says, but we all know how this ends. Right. I don't think there's I think the story is going to go unfinished. He says, I just heard your wife saying, time for bed. No, she just left for work there, Trout. Try again, dope. No. So what the way again the way I look at this Phillies team, and again the big scheme of things, this team was supposed to be a viable contender again, and everyone's out on them, and everyone's out, and we again going back to Kyle Schwarber, whether okay, so he was, and maybe it's Don Mattingly. Don, why aren't we having bounce things around? We're still losing games. Your message is still somewhat dull itself. I mean, he should be in that 4 hole spot. We should have what's called Luis Alvarez up in that 1 hole. He brings excitement. He's energized. Let him set the tone for you. Then have Turner. Then you have Harper. But at this point, I don't think he trusts anyone else in that 2 spot because I don't think there's anyone who's got any energy other than Alvarez right now. I mean, I maybe Stott you might want to entertain and bring bump up because Stott can hit a little bit. But outside of that, I mean Turner's starting to come around too. So it's just
Doesn't it
it's
sound like somebody very similar that you're talking about? The exact same. You preach to me. Doesn't it sound like the same exact coach we just had?
yep.
And it's like why get rid of the coach? It's because MLB is about publicity and oh the Phillies got rid of this coach and now they can go on and they win games. And it's like Don Mattingly and Rob Thompson are the same coach. They're not far different. I will say Don Mattingly may be more newer to the analytics, and he may accept more analytics in that sense. But like when it comes to it, tonight proved exactly that. And in the lineup, Rob Thompson would put a rise at 4. Like that is the messed up with me. But I would accept maybe even a Schwarber at 2, but like him at 1 and 1, and then even I don't get it. Like you need a guy with speed. You need a guy who hits the ball. Schwarber in the last 2 weeks hasn't hit the red side of a barn. The barn is all red, and he hasn't hit the red side of the barn.
Well, hey, my man Chuck goes, need a drink for some Rudders. Yeah, I definitely need a Rudders drink. And by the way, nice plug there to Rudders there, trail up there in York. Very good spot. But no, I want to go. Talk about something you mentioned. Here goes the problem with Don Manley, Thompson, Topper. When Joe Girardi got canned for Topper, Topper's message lasted for 4 years. Topper from the Phillies moving from Topper on to Don Manley, it's only lasted 4 months. This is not a team that's going on the run. This is not a team that's making a run to the World Series. it's already the message is already over. We're going through the ebb and flows of a bad, you got 3 decent starting pitchers. Nola is what he is. He's gonna give up a home run. You got a bullpen that's up and down. Now we're having same deficiencies in the outfield and the infield. Guys are getting ice cold at the plate. It's the same memo. The only difference, like I said, one was 4 years of a different message compared to 4 months, and it's already the Dom Alley message. It's how as the manager of this team, have you not figured this out yet? That your talent is just not good enough. We all thought we were going to get is this maybe 3 to 4 World Series trips around the sun, and we have yet to get zilch. That's what we got. That's what we got.
Yeah, we definitely have gotten zilch. I would say in the last decade. I would also say is that I don't think we lack most of the talent in that sense. It's more of that these players aren't polished enough to be able to finish, to win.
Mm-hmm.
And Harper, like again, there's no sweat to me that he's literally the season he left Washington they won. Like I'm not gonna let that go. Like how does a team that let go of a player who was hitting 300, 30 home runs and over 100 RBIs, and then the next year they win the World Series, and they win, and not in the most dominant fashion, but they won in the sense of like, hey, we didn't need that guy who just left. Then we get Harper, and it's like things are struggling. We get players that move up, and they're like, hey, this is the next guy that's going to lead the team, and they never do because their expectation is so much higher than what it would have been. But my whole thing is, when it comes to the playoffs, there's only 3 guys that will really dictate if we're going to win or continue the World Series. One is Sanchez.
Mm-hmm.
If Sanchez is as dominant as he is, we at least have every win, every series that we continue throughout the playoffs and World Series. And if we need him 2 games, he'll win. Your second guy is going to be Durant. Now, he's going to solidify your back end of the bullpen. Tonight, I never will ever like when the manager puts a closing pitcher in the tie game. That never makes no sense. I know he needs to throw his arm. He needs to get pitches out. He needs to do this and that. But it's like you put him in a situation where he's not in the best mindset and he's just throwing the ball. Like one, you're putting him in an injury-prone situation. Like it's not a situation where he needs to really throw the ball. And then 2, he's throwing the ball, and it's like, what does it mean? Yeah, he kept the game tied. But guess what? Next thing he came, probably should have put him in the 10th, not the 9 at that point. But my third point, and then I'll let you go with it, is that they need a bat that doesn't speak to the whole team. It's like, yeah, we have Harper, Schwarber, and Turner. Now you have a ride, but like every World Series team, if you ever would have dig back to it, always had a bat that showed up that was like, oh, this guy was the man. Oh well, we're gonna have him. That, and I will give you this: if they do make the playoffs and this guy's still on the team, I think Brian De La Cruz. I hate to say it, man, and Derek Hill, because Derek Hill he's a goat, but I think Brian De La Cruz will be a heavy bat in the playoffs if we face a very lefty heavy bullpen and starting lineup. I think Brian De La Cruz is going to be a crack.
No. You can be right. Listen, he struggled tonight, but listen, he can light it up, and that's what these corner guys. You're going to need them to step up. I like the fact that you mentioned if Sanchez is on his A game, if Durant can get into his A game, which I'm not too worried about those guys. It's just again, what's been the same Achilles heel to this team is the bats going cold, the bats getting a panic mode and swinging at whatever. And I just don't see this team making a deep run. I can't see this team hanging with um, the Braves, the Brewers, or the Dodgers. I don't. And listen, I hope I'm wrong. My man Trout says Phillies need professional hitters, and they do, and there's I don't know. It's in the same story. I mean, if you're not going to move on from the talent, then you got to move on from the hitting coach and try something else. And they have yet to do that. So there's got to be something's got to give at some point, or just there's just too many holes on this boat, and we're just somehow we're floating, and I don't know how. It just needs to come to an end right now. It's I just don't see this team going anywhere. Um, my man, um, my man Broad Street Breakdown goes, "Yo, I'm late to the party. Never late, my friend. Never late. We're just talking the Phils. We're getting ready to talk about the scoreboards. Going around the league. Of course, like I said, the Phillies lose 7-5 to the Blue Jays. But here goes some of the other scoreboards around the league. The White Sox beat up the Guardians 6-3. The Rangers beat up the Orioles 5-1. The Rockies lose to the Cardinals. Or no, the Rockies beat up the Cardinals 8-6. The Tigers win 8-0 over the Giants. The Astros lose to the Padres 3-2. The Brew Crew has won over the Twins 4-3. The Royals win 6-3 over the Cubbies. The Nationals win 8-2 over the Reds. Mets. The Pirates beat the snot out of the Mets 9-0. The Marlins win by a touchdown over the Angels 7-0. The Blue Jay the A's win 7-3 over the Red Sox. The Yankees win 5-4 over the Braves. The Tampa Bay the Mariners win 1-0 over the Rays and are winning right now, excuse me. And the Dodgers and Diamondbacks are going 1-1. Let's see what do we got coming in here. My man Trout says, "Why can't any Philly outfielder that gets called up from the minors hit for a lick?" Well, they don't got nothing in the farm system there, Trout. They got nothing. Yeah, yeah, that's true. Crawford did have a big triple in the RBI. My man, right? Crawford did have a hit tonight. Uh, Broad Street Breakdown says I could go on all damn. I could go. I could go on a whole damn rant about this team right now. Hey, listen, if you need to come on there and pour it out, come on in. It's just it's terrible. It's a terrible loss. Now where I get to the feelings when it gets in the extra innings, we're at a loss. We are at a loss. Like, and it's crazy too because this is alumni weekend, right? This is alumni weekend. You're getting to see the Chases of the world. You're seeing all the greats, Jimmy Rollins, all the alumni, all the Mike Schmidt, all that stuff. And you think these guys will one step up and play hard, what it meant to be a Philly and all that stuff, and it's just nothing. But we're bringing. Oh man, I gotta bring. We got some parties coming up on here. What's up, Broad Street Breakdowns?
I have so much that I could say about this stupid, god awful team. And like before I go on this rant, like I know people are going to disagree with me, and that's okay. Like that's the whole point of baseball fandom is for
Yes.
people to disagree, and that's fine. So I'm just going to put a disclaimer there. But to anybody watching this, who can hear my voice right now, I'm sorry, but if you legitimately think with this bullpen that they are doing anything to make the playoffs, I love the Phillies. I love the Phillies with everything in me. I've watched them since I was a kid. Like I'll be 27 in a few weeks. I've watched them since I was in diapers. Okay, but there comes a time where you can tell when this team just doesn't have any juice. Like the bullpen looks terrible. You have literally just no ounce of excitement from anybody on this team. I don't understand what Dave Dombrowski's obsession is with Alec Boehm. Like, I can't comprehend why we are playing so many guys out of position. You're playing Alec Boehm out of position. You're playing Bryson Stott out of position. You're playing Bryce Harper out of position. I can't comprehend it. Get rid of Boehm. Either DFA him, send him to AAA. You should have traded him, but he has no fucking trade value to do anything. Excuse my language. You can't do that. And put Bryce Harper back at first where he's comfortable. He doesn't look comfortable in the outfield. He doesn't.
One more, Brian. Can I make one point, please? And then I'll let you because I've been talking all night. Let me rephrase how you said everybody's out of position. Bryson Stott, since he's been at third base, has actually been one of the best statistical third basemen when he's been there. And I think, honestly, if you give him more time, he doesn't make errors. So I don't know how you would tell him that he's not good at there. Like, I think he's still good. And Bryce Harper, when he came to the Phillies, was a right fielder.
Right.
And he made extremely good plays. His WAR was actually above average when he needed to be. But yes, I do understand now if you're putting Bryce at DH and then Schwarber at first base, like, you're confusing the team. Like, I do agree with that. Like, I'm not saying you're wrong with the chemistry and everything with the team, but to go out on a limb and say that Bryce Harper can't play right field, like, that's not right. Like, Bryce Harper can catch any ball. He can make any throw. Like, he's thrown out people from the defense all the way to third base. Like, he can make every throw. But I do think our biggest deficiency right now might be coaching. And I think everybody got in the hog tie of Don Mattingly being the best coach that we've gotten since, sliced bread. And it's like, he's not. Like, his deficiencies show tonight. When you're putting, like I said, you're putting people in the lineup, like, Luis Ariz is your best hitter. He should be at the top of the lineup because that's either a guaranteed single or a guaranteed double. Like, or a walk, which is a single. There's no way that somebody is going to overtake Luis Ariz at the leadoff position. But you're putting Schwarber, who's batting .37 in his last, 10 games, but you're putting him in a position where he needs to make contact. Like, it's Rob Thompson 2.0. Sorry.
No, like no, it's like I said to you guys, to you drunken Philly fan already. It's the talent. It's going to come back down to the talent because we moved on from Girardi. It fired up the team. All right, this is the kick the pants that we need because it's on the talent. Because if not, they're going to move on from the talent. Then 4 years later, it's calling back to full circle. All right, Rob Thompson's message has fallen asleep. So then they kick him. They kicked him to the curb because again we're not going to move on the town because now we're too contracted in with everybody. So someone needs to fall on the sword. So it's going to be him. The only difference was one's message has lasted for 4 years and the other one's message has now only lasted for 4 months. And it's now it's we're at the point where we just want this movie to come to an end. We don't see this team realistically, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't have a future bowl that's in front of me. I can't see this team going on a run, knowing that this team is got too many issues. And to compete, if we're struggling with the Blue Jays and all these other bottom feeder teams, what makes us think that we're going to be able to run with the Brewers and the Braves and the Dodgers if we're struggling with the Blue Jays who's thinking about golfing right now? And my man Star Wars says Noel's X-rays were negative. He will start on Thursday for the Field of Dreams. He's going to be your starter for the Field of Dreams series.
He's a starter.
Oh, he is a star. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh well, there. Be
That's
free.
gonna be something.
Yeah, that is gonna be something. That's gonna be a lot of free souvenirs for those fans because meatball marinara, he'll be giving them up. That's for sure. So yeah, like I said though, I'm just we're befuddled because like here we are, we're getting juiced up for an upcoming Sixer season, and we're getting juiced up for a young core of a Flyer season. We're getting juiced up because there's an Eagle season, and here we are just floating in the ups and downs of of this of this baseball team. And it's just where are we going with this? Where's the excitement at? Like where's like the wins ain't consistent. The bats are cold. The infield defense has just become a complete mess. The outfielders, all right, that seems to be okay. But the bats, the most important, the message, it's been the same problem. The bats get cold at the wrong time. At the wrong time, the bats are just getting cold, and we've seen this movie play out before. And it's you'll be lucky if you make the pushes, and if you do, it's just you may get by a wild card, but after that, don't plan on having a wet t-shirt contest because there's going to be nothing to get excited for.
No, I mean, I agree with you. It's just like, you know, why why should we get excited for? I mean, you said it perfectly. Why should we get excited for a team that just looks like, they have no juice left? And I think I said it on here the last time I was on here, but this team feels like, if I had to metaphorically compare this team, they're like a boat that has like 60 leaking holes.
Yes.
And you patched maybe like 10 of them, and you still have 40 leaking holes that's just bringing this boat down to the bottom. And, again, like, it sucks. Don't get me wrong. It sucks talking bad about this team because nobody wants to talk bad about this team. But at the same time, it's like, like you said, Gob, why should we invest our time, our mental resources, get our hopes up just for them to, again, not do anything in the postseason? And maybe we're wrong. Maybe they get hot. But it's just very hard to see them doing anything.
Is this or not a good time for them to get cold?
No, and we, like I said, the hard part is about this. And Broad Street breakdowns, you're absolutely right. Like, we're not here to we don't want to see the team do bad, but also we're here to tell you the reality of the movie. Like, it's we're not going to fluff it. I mean, this team's playing bad. We can't just sit there and look in the mirror and lie to ourselves. Like, yeah, this is a winning World Series team when we know deep down it's not, and it's just they're just not. This is not a winning formula. I don't know if there's really is there any leadership because your top part of your offense now. Granted, Trey Turner has been picking up as of late, but for the majority of the season, your top part of the lineup has been ice cold. We've talked about the Marshes who's carried this team. Me and drunk Philly fan talked about earlier in the show how the Bohms, the JT Remutas had some pop throughout the course. Stott's been a decent for you for the most of the year, but it's never been about the Turners, the Schwarbers, the Harpers, who's been finding, getting hitting strides and carrying this team. Like we are looking at and drunk Philly fans said it best. Our power here hasn't been the same since the home run derby, and he really hasn't. He's trying to kill every inside pitch that comes to him, and he looks like a total lost leadership kind of player.
I mean, when you had two runners in scoring position, top three of your lineup strike out 3 times in a row, I mean, that's deflating.
It's
It wasn't tonight, it was last night, but
still it's bad. This is a Blue Jays team who's who's like I said, thinking about golf. My man Star Wars chiming in, he goes, except for Durant, I have no confidence in anyone in the bullpen. Well, I'll give Bone. He's been okay for you, and Kirkering has been somewhat okay, but the rest of everyone else, Yeah, it's a flea market.
I
You
would
can
say
get
last night was not really a total game. Like it was so off and on. Like can we not accept last night being a straight loss?
no, right. It's tough last night. You get your
It was delayed, and then you had Chase Utley coming in, and then you're playing the team with your starter that's not on exact timing. Like pitchers are very methodical that they need to pitch at the same exact time, their same rhythm, and everything. So Zach Wheeler was starting his rhythm when he had to, and then the game got delayed.
and
And then you expect him to come out and be this extreme best pitcher, and it's like, all right, he was very good, yes, but then you expect the players to come out and play with energy, and I think Bone, with being that frustration that everybody caught on video, makes a huge point. Is that this team? It's like you can't have it every night. Like it's not possible. But yes, I do agree with you. The Blue Jays are astronomically fucking horrible. We should be beating them. Like it's embarrassing.
listen, yeah, there's something with this Blue Jays team and the Phillies. I don't know. I'm a 40-year-old man. I've witnessed the Joe Carter home run when I was in '93 when I was a 7-year-old kid. Broke my childhood. There's something with this team that's somehow they got our number. I mean, in every kind of tight game, they always walk out victorious. It's just wild in these some of these situations. Now, obviously, '93, and that's many moons ago, and the situation is a lot different. But still, it's just wild to see some of these things get played out, and this team just yet to dial anything. And now, like this team really needs to take a hard look in the mirror and say, what are we doing? Our season's getting ready to come to an end. Are we World Series contenders? Or we're not? I mean, this is where we're at right now.
Can we all agree that Kevin Long needs to go?
Yes. Someone needs it. Like, yeah.
No, I'm not. Yeah, and Brock probably said it first, but it's like at this point, he's ruining Luis Arias. Like he came here and never struck out, and then he strikes out in the third game when he has to, right? And it's like, it's how apropos of the Phillies. You come here, you never strike out. You're a good hitter, and then you become a non-good hitter, and you strike out.
It's like he became part of the product.
And Caleb Cotham, whoever the pitching coach is, he needs to go too. Like I don't think he's in the same breath of when we were losing series and we were doing up hits, he was the guy there. Like I don't think he's the same. Kevin Long and Caleb Cotham, whatever the hell his BS name is, like they both need to go. Go ahead, Ron. Sorry.
No, you're good. I said this at the end of last season, after the Dodgers series. I think it comes to a point where you've tried the same thing year after year. I think everybody just needs a I think there needs to be new faces. I think people need new scenery. I think there needs to be a change up. When you have, and I've watched the past couple games. I've watched, like I have MLB, what is it, like MLB Game Day up on my phone, and I watch like the pitch by pitch. When you have a majority of your guys who, they're not patient. Like you look at Luis, right? Luis came here last night and he was patient with his pitches. He fouled off a bunch and then walked. And then you have guys who just take the first pitch.
I know exactly what you're going to say. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry, my fault. No, keep talking. Sorry.
No, listen, Broad Street breakdown. Look, you're right. It's pitch by pitch. You're watching the first, and it's just the struggles, right? And like, for instance, I'm kudos to Aaron Nola. He gave you somewhat of a decent night tonight. Kudos to him. He got 2,000 Ks under his belt. But the problem is, like, I see him throw that same knuckle curveball, and it's begging to leave the park, begging to get out of here. It's just, And I'm saying to myself, why aren't we justice on? I mean, listen, maybe that's his pitch, but he's got. And so, like I said, tonight was actually one of his better nights. He was just painting the sides of the strike zone. But I'm like, bro, we got to work on something because those knuckle curveballs you leave across the middle, someone's going to wind up just crushing it like they do all the time. This is why he leads the MLB now with 29 giving up home runs. That is a lot. This is
Do we think that Luis Arias maybe turned Justin Crawford around tonight?
I do think that, yeah.
yeah.
Like, I think he may have given the formula how to hit on left-handed pitching. Well, I mean, left-handed hitting. Sorry.
Yeah, they've talked a lot. They've been talking a lot, like in the dugout, like between at bats. I do think that he's definitely given him some tips, but like also, Gob, kind of like what you said earlier, or I want to touch on something you said earlier. The Aaron Nola pitch to Vladdy for that home run earlier wasn't even a bad pitch. It was not even in the middle of the zone. So like, granted, yeah, am I mad at Nola for giving up a home run? Sure, but I got to tip my cap to Vladdy for hitting that out because like that was kind of impressive for him to hit a pitch like that out.
And he's an all-star and a very good player. Wasn't like he gave up to a nobody.
Yeah, but and that's like you said too, drunk Philly fan. Like, and you guys were saying both are like, this is not like this is a guy just knows how to make contact, and like you saw like after Nolan gave that up, like it was written on his face, like it's bothering him that he's every game that he's in that he's unfortunately that he's giving up meat potatoes, out of the park, but you can see it that it is irking him. But look, he didn't have a really really bad night. Again, only gave up 2 runs. The offense just and which just wasn't there for him. And not until the 6th inning, then they start coming around it. But that was it. 1 inning of baseball. It's just not gonna get anything done. My man Star Wars is saying now people are saying Manley's the worse manager than Thompson. We can't have it both ways. No, it's Star Wars. We're not saying that. It's his. I'm hoping I'm wrong. I hope that his message hasn't been lost. I mean, I'm just hoping it's not the town. Maybe it's like drunk Philly fan. Maybe it's just the hitting coach needs the rock. I mean, you're not going to give up on your town because you give them extensions. So someone needs to go. And it's gonna have to be Kevin Long. I'm sorry. I know the front office likes him, but it's the same result every year. And so something's got to go. But listen, we're gonna get ready to wrap up the show here. I gotta be up at 5 a.m. because I gotta get ready for my next show at 9 a.m. So because I just take a bunch of notes anyway. But listen, Broad Street, you guys are more than welcome to hop on with me tomorrow. I'll be talking some Phillies. I'll be talking Eagles, Sixers. I have a lot of stuff. Eagles, Sixers, Flyers tomorrow. My man Paul Spencer will be joining me. So guys, for my man Broad Street Breakdown, my man Drunk Philly Fan, make sure you give those guys a follow on all their social media platforms. For me, I'm out of here. This is the Bats and Bells podcast show. Guys, I'll catch you later. Have a good one, everyone. See you later. Bye bye. See you guys. Bye bye.